Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of the Red, White, and You podcast brought to you by Bank Solar, a great new partner of Allen Americans Hockey. And they have done a great job of redesigning and revamping the Allen Americans locker room. Well, our special Thanksgiving edition tonight brings you some people from my group and a very great group we have on the media, website, game ops, media relations assistant, and my broadcast partner of 10 years. We'll start, first of all, we'll introduce the crew. You know Maurice. He's been around for 10 years as my broadcast partner. Maurice, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you and to all the Allen Americans fans. Hopefully, everyone will get to enjoy a great weekend and, take their mind off everything and just sit back, relax, eat a lot of good food, and go into a really fun food coma.
Well, that's where we're headed anyway, at least. Today, Kamen Kessler, what is this, year 4 for you with the Americans?
Yeah, it'll be my 4th season with the Americans.
Unbelievable. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thanks for joining us on this.
Absolutely.
All right, Ryan Schroeder. He's been around for a couple of years with me. Started out as an intern at Frisco ISD and is now back and is a media relations assistant and doing a great job. Ryan Schroeder coming to us from his home in Frisco. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Tommy. Thanks for having me on. Happy Thanksgiving, Americans fans.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. And the newest member of the Allen Americans, he's taken over our game ops / marketing, Casey Rusnak. And Casey, I know you come to us from Arizona. I'm sure many Thanksgivings in the desert will bring you temperatures in the upper 80s, maybe even 90s. Welcome to Texas for your first Thanksgiving as a member of the Allen Americans.
Thanks. It's cold. I don't know what that tornado was yesterday, or I hope that's not a regular thing, because this is crazy.
It is. Welcome to Dallas weather, right? I mean, it can be 85 one day, it can be 38 the next day, and snowing. It's happened. It is the weather that we've come to expect and love here in DFW. Well, first of all, let's start out and we'll talk about Thanksgiving and the great tradition. What are you guys doing today? We'll start with Maurice.
Going to be taking it easy. That's it. It's just going to be me and my wife. We're going to be just sit back, watching some TV, probably watch a couple movies and eat some good food. Just take it really easy and enjoy some time off. It's been a kind of a crazy week, even though it's a short week, but it's been crazy.
How about your meal? Everybody has something different that they do on holidays. I know some people that don't even have turkey on Thanksgiving. They go with ham. Get that. Some people like ham, but obviously they call it Turkey Day for a reason. So what's your favorite and least favorite part of the meal?
Well, obviously everybody loves the turkey, and we do always go with turkey, but this is probably going to make some people cringe because they like the dressing. I just call it stuffing, but I love stovetop stuffing. I like the plain stovetop stuffing, nothing fancy. Just give me that, some mashed potatoes, some veggies, and some good old turkey, and I'm loving it. And then, of course, the leftovers where you can make those turkey sandwiches for like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Kamen, if you could eliminate one thing from your turkey dinner, it would be what?
I'm going to go the exact opposite of Maurice. I never eat the stuffing. That's literally the only thing that, I'm someone who eats pretty much anything, but I just really don't enjoy the stuffing, which is great for my fiance, though, because she loves it. So more for her.
Absolutely. Ryan Schroeder, favorite dessert for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I would have to probably say pumpkin rolls. It's not really a pumpkin pie, but I like the rolls.
Casey, what about you in the desert? What's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Oh, my mom makes a great pumpkin pie. It's been passed down a bit on her side of the family. So I don't know if that's an Arizona thing or not, but she's from West Virginia, so they make great pies over there. So.
Anybody not a cranberry fan?
Yeah, it's a dessert fruit. Like, it's not a dinner fruit. That's my thought on it. It goes on like ice cream or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is, and it's an acquired taste. I mean, it took me a long, long time before I finally started to love the cranberry. I think it was probably in my early 20s whenever it first became a favorite. And now I love it, and it's weird because as a kid, I would not touch it. It was like beets. If we had beets for a meal, I am staying as far away as possible. But now I love the cranberries. I guess I finally embraced them. And I think it started with me liking cranberry juice. So I just tried it one Thanksgiving, and it was a ultimate favorite for me. So I'll go with the cranberries, and it is, I got to admit, it's one of my favorite parts of the meal.
Nice. But it's funny. Why did it take you so long to try it?
I don't know. I have a friend, and this is he might if it's a made up lie, it's one of the greatest bits going. He's a radio friend. He claims he's never had peanut butter. He claims he's never eaten an apple. He hates any kind of fruit. He said he has never. What was the other thing that he said that he's never tried? And I was like, you're full of it. No way. He said he's never had Dr. Pepper in his life. Now, I'm not a big Dr. Pepper guy, but at least I've had Dr. Pepper. I can count on both hands how many times I've had it in my lifetime. If it is made up, he's got a really good bit going there. But anything that you just despise about the Thanksgiving meal?
Probably the only thing that is tough. I'm not a big like pie guy, and I'm not into the cranberries and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm never going to eat beets. But I think the only thing that would be tough would be the coma afterwards. It's both good and bad. It's good because you're like, wow, I really ate so much, and it tasted so good, and it feels great. But then at the same time, you're like, I want to stay awake to watch this, whatever that you're trying to watch on TV. And the next thing you know is, boom, you're out. 2 hours later, you wake up.
What about Thanksgiving traditions? And one of the things I remember as a kid that I always look forward to, this was the entire neighborhood group. We'd get up early. We'd go over to the high school football stadium, and we'd play football. The whole neighborhood, we had about 15 kids. So, we made up teams, and, we were playing the Thanksgiving game before it actually kicked off. And obviously living in the Eastern time zone as a kid, we started about 9:30. The Lions traditionally came on at 12:30 Eastern time. So we were done with our game before the first football game ever kicked off. What are some of your great Thanksgiving traditions that your family does? We'll start with you, Ryan.
Well, for me, we don't really do much. I mean, we moved around quite a bit, so we've never really done the same thing every year. But I'd say the one thing we always do consistently is, as a family, we always sit down and watch football, like the NFL, any game. We all just sit down and just watch it together.
How about you, Casey? Any crazy family traditions with your group?
I wouldn't say anything crazy. We did toss around the pigskin a little bit, me and my brother and dad, but I'd say the video games was big with us, all the kids, and it evolved, original Nintendo and now all the way up to Switch with, some nieces and nephews. So, a lot of Smash Bros. And Mario Kart on Thanksgiving, I'd say.
How about you, Mo?
Well, same as you. When I was a kid, it was all football. You'd meet up at the, we actually had a church right at the corner across the street from where I lived, and they had a nice big front lawn, and we used to get, everybody would meet up there at whatever time, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, play a couple hours and come back. You've worked up a great appetite. You have all that good food that afternoon to enjoy. Now it's probably just, hanging out with friends and family and enjoying being thankful to have everybody together in one spot and enjoying some good fun and good food. And I would say, kind of like these other guys, we just take it easy. And a little Xbox sometimes I get into, not the Switch or anything, but a little Xbox action I'll get into as well.
How about you, came in any football games in the snow in your childhood?
Yeah, so when I was young, we would sometimes travel for Thanksgiving because only my immediate family lives in Texas. So we'd go up somewhere in the north and play some football. But more so recently, our tradition is kind of in the morning. We all get together, help out in the kitchen. My task is usually taste tester. Don't usually want me cooking. And then we usually have Thanksgiving dinner more so around 12:30 or 1. So we're watching the games and then just kind of grazing on the food the rest of the day. Although I've seen the time slots have now been contentious. People say apparently that's too early for it.
Does anybody get up and watch the Macy's Day Parade anymore? Is that a tradition? Any families still do that?
Haven't seen it in years myself.
Anybody?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
I still watch it, not the entire thing, but I always thought, it was so cool just to get up early and watch the big floats. Obviously, always waited for the finale when Santa Claus and his crew would come rolling in. But I was always amazed at, the floats and how much preparation goes into, building each one of them. And, the different entertainers, it was always exciting to see who was hosting, what big name celebrities would be, part of the crew. And if there was going to be any snow, in New York when the parade was going on. So I did enjoy that, but I get it. It's not for everybody. But what about, is I always think about this really kicks off the holiday season. And I know, Black Friday is coming up tomorrow, and everybody will be thinking about Christmas. But does anybody have any traditions like on Thanksgiving night, maybe any movie that you watch as a family together, or maybe one that you remember as a kid watching every year?
Well, I'll start that off. I usually watch around the holidays because there's usually time off. It's not a holiday show necessarily, but I will start binging Band of Brothers. It's a 10-part series, and if you've not watched it, it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. But I like to watch that, and because I got a lot of time, I can sit down and probably kill the entire series in that weekend, and really have a good a lot of time off to enjoy it.
Casey?
We would usually try to squeeze in the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving with the sandwiches and the jelly beans and all that instant classic there. And at night it'd be kind of just whatever's out on on Redbox or whatever's current.
Ryan?
Yeah, we always did the Charlie Browns too, but one we always did was the Elf with Will Ferrell. It's one we watch every year.
It's kind of a new tradition. I mean, it shows how young you are. I think of Elf still as a new one, but how about you, Cayman? I bet you and your family have watched one of the classics on Thanksgiving night.
Actually, we tend to go the last football game and then family board game route. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where we'll have whatever that third football game is that's on, and then we'll be playing some various board games as the family just to spend time together.
I got to admit, two favorites, and usually try to do both. One of them is Home Alone, the original one, which to me is always going to be one of my favorite movies. I remember when my daughter was little, and her and I would watch. She was just a little girl then, a couple years old, but I remember watching that with her. She always got so excited when Macaulay Culkin would pull these pranks, and Joe Pesci, who was just great in his role there, along with Daniel Stern. It was just one of the great traditions. And then most recently, we started watching Christmas Vacation, which I know is a favorite of a lot of people. Might be somebody's favorite Christmas movie, but that to me is one of the great holiday movies to kind of kick off and get everybody fired up for the weekend. On one that I watched last night, it's a Thanksgiving movie. Has anybody ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh yeah, that's a classic. I've not seen that in many years, but that's a fantastic movie. A lot of fun.
John Candy, Steve Martin. It's awesome.
I feel like I've seen parts of that. I never remember Steve Martin though, for sure. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to slip up, Tommy, and say Steve Martinson.
There you go. Did I say Martinson? I meant Martin.
No, I was waiting for you to slip up and say that.
Okay. I was like, oh man, did I really say that? Would be a funny movie. John Candy and Steve Martinson. Title this one here, right? Well, guys, as we get ready for the start of obviously the holiday season, we always get thinking about hockey season too. Normally would be well into our campaign, but this year a little bit later. We'll start with you, Cayman. What are you most excited about this year with the Americans starting up pretty soon?
Just to see another hockey game live. Working in hockey and then traveling around to teams here and being a Stars fan and season ticket holder. I used to go to hockey games multiple times a week, and it's been months. So really just the feel of being able to be in an arena with live hockey going on is what I'm most excited for.
Casey, you get an opportunity this year, first year as the game ops director, and as we mentioned, also working in the marketing side as well for the Allen Americans. That's got to be something that you got to be pretty excited about. At first, your show here in DFW. Tell us what you got planned.
Well, I don't want to give it all away too soon, Tommy. They got to buy the tickets and come to the first game to see it a little bit. But I'd say my big focus has been getting in on the whistles and stuff and making sure that we go back to form with good music and organ music, and all the fun videos that I have in my many years of doing this have come with me from team to team. So I'm really excited for the fans to see that, and I don't care how many people are in the building, it's going to be loud and fun. So I'm really excited just to have that feeling back.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the fact that you mentioned organ music because it kind of goes hand in hand with hockey. And I think sometimes you see it more in like arenas in Detroit or, Chicago or, my hometown of Buffalo, New York. They mix the organ music in, and there's just something about it. When you hear organ music mixed in it, I think it's awesome. And I'm glad to hear you say that. It's tradition. I think, and sometimes we tend to lose the tradition of sports. You see it a lot now in football and basketball, but I think hockey, at least in the traditional hockey markets, they still will mix in the organ, and I think fans will be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's hockey and baseball. It's just you got to have an organ, even if it's
Yep.
not someone they're live playing it, recording. So you'll hear some recordings I have. You'll hear me. Some of them will be me. Some of them will be from a catalog type thing. So I'm excited for the fans to hear that and get the chants going and all that.
Ryan, you were here a couple of years ago as an intern. You left. You were in North Carolina last year with the family. You're back, and now you're a regular with us every day. What are you most excited about launching the 2021 season?
Well, it's getting back to that grind, the game night grind every day that we all know. And then just like Cayman said, seeing live hockey again. It's been 200 plus days since we've seen puck drop from either when I was in Fayetteville or just American hockey in general.
Last but not least, my broadcast partner for the last 10 years. He has put up with me that long. And I always say the best color analyst in hockey. The one thing about Fitzgerald is he basically tells it like it is. Sometimes it gets us in trouble, but I think that's the one thing I love and respect about Maurice is he's not going to sugarcoat anything. He tells you exactly what he's thinking, and people really respect him and love him around the league for the job he's done. Maurice, I know our season ended way too soon last year. What are you most excited about getting back in the booth this year?
Well, as you said, it did end too soon, and we've had a little teaser because we've done some New Mexico games, which has been great to get the juices flowing and get some hockey back. But Allen Americans hockey is where it's at, and I can't wait to see the guys on the ice, see them playing against these teams, see what these teams are all going to look like, what the Americans are going to look like this year. I know Marty's going to put together a fantastic roster. And also to hear you do the you chuck, we chuck it the first time that you do it is going to be an awesome thing to hear again.
Well, and I'm excited to have Lavoie back. I'm so excited to have Dyson back.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a big year. We have a really good team. I know things can happen with injuries and what we're dealing with right now, but yeah, I can't wait until December the 12th, that first game in Tulsa, and of course the opening weekend, the 18th and the 19th, and the 19th being Riley Gill night in Allen. A lot of fans are going to come out for that one. Long overdue. He gets his number retired and joins Gary Steffes with his number 30 up in the rafters. His family will be a part of it, and it's going to be a great night. So if you don't have your tickets, make sure you go to AllenAmericans.com, the brand new website, and get your information locked in for games 1 and 2. And also, of course, you can keep up with everything at the all-new AllenAmericans.com and social media channels. Well, Casey and Cayman and Ryan and Mo, thank you very much. A very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And this has been the Allen Americans Thanksgiving edition of Red, White, and You, brought to you by Bang Solar.